So I'd like to start off by asking you guys if you knew who said this quote. That kid from Akron. So it was LeBron James. That's his quote. He came up with that with Nike, that kid from Akron. LeBron James is from Akron, Ohio. If you don't know who LeBron James is, he is one of the most famous athletes on earth, if not the entire world. He's a four-time NBA champion. He's a four-time Finals MVP, four times regular MVP. He has 2 Olympic gold medals, and right now he is third in most points scored in the NBA. And he's been on the all-defensive team, multiple times. But not a lot of people talk about LeBron James's impact off the basketball court and what he's done for his hometown in Ohio and Akron, what he's done for kids in general. So I'm going to talk about 3 things that he's done to change not only the game of basketball, but to help out his community as well. So the first point that I'm going to talk about is the LeBron James Family Foundation. It was founded in 2004. The purpose of the LeBron James Family Foundation is to positively affect the lives of children and young adults through education and co-curricular educational initiatives. Basically what that means is keeping the kids off the streets, keeping them involved, whether that be with after-school leagues, whatever sport it is, just to keep the kids involved, to keep them from getting in trouble. A program that was created from the LeBron James Family Foundation was the I Promise program. And what the I Promise program was, it was a program that LeBron and the students would make to themselves and to their families to really be the best person they can be, the best version of themselves, and to promise to always do the best that they can to their ability. The second point that I'm going to talk about is the I Promise School. It was funded by the LeBron James Family Foundation. It opened up in 2018. Around 1,400 students are enrolled at the I Promise School. It's kind of cool because if you live in Akron, Ohio, you don't have to pay tuition. It's 100% free. The meals are free. The uniforms are free. And what I actually found that was pretty cool was that they help out the parents as well. They really take care of the whole family. For the parents, they offer them GED programs and job replacement services, which I think is really important because it shows that LeBron is giving back and he really truly cares for the people in his community. Recently, about last year, the I Promise School they signed an agreement with the University of Akron and Kent State University, and if you graduate from the I Promise School, you can go to either of those universities for 100% free. Like, it's totally taken care of. So it just goes to show how much LeBron is doing for his community and really just what he does to impact. The third and the final thing I'm going to talk about is LeBron's impact on basketball. You know, he's 6'8", 265 pounds. Like, he's a big guy. He's got a 40-inch vertical. Like, 40 inches is like a good chunk of my leg. Like, he gets that high off the ground. He's almost pure muscle. He's redefining athleticism. He's pretty old. He's like 36, and in the NBA, that's considered old. Most of their players already hit their prime, and they're already just like finishing out their seasons. But LeBron just won a championship last season with the Lakers. Like, no other player has done that before. Just a few things that LeBron has done for the basketball community besides redefining athleticism, being an unreal gifted athlete. He made it more acceptable for players to switch teams. Back when LeBron's rookie contract was up with the Cleveland Cavaliers, most of you guys know he went to take his talents to South Beach, Miami with Dwayne Wade and formed the very first super team, right? Back in the 90s and all the time before that, it wasn't really acceptable not that it wasn't acceptable, but not a lot of high caliber players really went to other teams. You know, you had Michael Jordan, who played for the Chicago Bulls almost his entire career. Tim Duncan stayed with the San Antonio Spurs his entire career. Larry Bird, again, another phenomenal basketball player. He stayed with the Celtics his entire career. But before LeBron James, everyone really stayed with their team that they get drafted from. And he really made it more acceptable for other players to do that, like Dwight Howard. Once his rookie contract was up in Orlando, he went to Los Angeles. Carmelo Anthony, another great basketball player, from the Denver Nuggets to the New York Knicks. And it was just that transition. LeBron was really the pioneer for that, and he made that transition smoother for other players to come. And now it's normal for high caliber players to trade and request trades. Another thing that LeBron has done for basketball is kind of creating that positionless player. Back when he got traded to the Lakers, they were talking about him being the point guard. Like how I said before, LeBron's 6'8", 265. Most point guards are 6'1", 6'2", 170. Like, not even. Like, it's crazy. But it just goes to show you that LeBron is that versatile. He has that many skills, and he's perfected all of them. Back then, players like Shaquille O'Neal, he would just stand at the basket, grab rebounds. Point guards, they would just pass the ball, get assists. But now you have players like Kawhi Leonard, who can do everything on the basketball court. Anthony Davis is a center who can shoot threes. Nowadays, NBA scouts, they look for that. They look for that versatility. They look for that unique skill set. You know, if you're a center and you can't really shoot threes now, it's like frowned upon. You have players like Andre Drummond, who is a traditional center, and nobody's really looking for that anymore. It's all about the versatility. It's all about being that positionless player. It's about working with the team. You know, there's no I in team. There's 5 other players on the court on your team. So it's important to have that positionless player so they can make everything else work. And then another thing, I said he was redefining athleticism. LeBron, he has all NBA first team qualities on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. And he really shows that he cares for both sides of the basketball court. LeBron James is a person who cares about what he does on and off the court. He's setting the example for future athletes, and he is a role model for thousands. He stays true to his roots, and he truly cares about his community.